Welcome back to From the Pages of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, the April 1994 issue. And this issue arrives at a moment when professional wrestling feels exposed, not just changing, but examined. The tone across these pages is careful, sometimes defensive, sometimes confrontational, and often reflective. This is not a magazine celebrating certainty. It is documenting a business in motion where power structures are shifting, reputations are being reassessed, and the future feels less predictable than it did even a year earlier. The issue opens with Shawn Michaels. Enough of this kid stuff, give me Ramon. And the placement matters. Now, this is not buried, it leads. Michaels is framed as a wrestler, impatient with delay, with side stories, with being tethered to opponents who do not elevate him. The article makes clear that his frustration is rooted in self perception. Michaels sees himself as already operating at a higher level and views Razor Ramon as the opponent who can confirm that belief publicly. The language emphasizes confidence sharpened by irritation. Michaels is not asking for patience from the audience, he is asserting that his time is already here. The feature lingers on the psychology of escalation. Moving up the card is not just about winning matches, but about choosing the right rival. Michaels' insistence on Ramon is framed as intentional positioning, a way of stepping into a different tier of credibility. Wrestling here is treated as hierarchy, where perception matters as much as performance. From that edge of ambition, the magazine pivots into something far heavier with press conference Kevin Von Erich. The tonal shift is immediate and deliberate. The article strips away spectacle and presents Kevin as a survivor rather than a competitor. His words are allowed to sit without editorial intrusion. The focus is not on angles, returns, or future plans, but on memory, grief, and endurance. Wrestling fades into the background as family history takes center stage. This feature slows the reader down. It forces space between hype and humanity. The article acknowledges that wrestling careers do not exist in isolation from personal loss, and that public figures often carry private burdens unseen by fans. Its placement early in the issue anchors everything that follows in reality. Speculation returns with the making of a super stable, Hogan and Flair's secret meeting, and PWI was there, and the phrasing is careful. This is not confirmation, it is possibility. The article leans heavily on presence, the fact that the magazine witnessed the interaction. Hogan and Flair are framed as gravitational forces, men whose alignment would ripple outward across promotions, locker rooms, and title pictures. The writing dwells on implication rather than outcome. What would it mean if two of wrestling's most powerful figures chose collaboration over rivalry? The article explores the idea without resolving it, allowing tension to exist in the question itself. Wrestling here is political. Conversations matter as much as contracts. The issue then accelerates sharply with Sabu versus Rob Van Dam, Air Raid, a feature that feels almost disruptive within the magazine's broader tone. This match is framed as motion and risk, as something that refuses to slow down. The language emphasizes aerial offense, unpredictability, and danger. Rob Van Dam is introduced not as a finished product, but as someone actively seeking experience at the edge of control. The feature positions the match as a stylistic statement. Wrestling does not have to look the same everywhere. The pacing, the risks, and the visual language of this bout suggest a future that does not rely on tradition alone. It's a reminder that while some wrestlers debate legacy, others are quietly rewriting expectations. Contrast returns again with are the fans' cheers in his future? The story Rick Rude doesn't want you to read. This article works deliberately against type. Rick Rude's public image is well established, but the feature refuses to stay there. It focuses on moments that complicate the caricature, especially his interactions with children, Sarfri, and asks whether audiences are capable of seeing beyond the persona they've been conditioned to accept. The writing lingers on contradiction. Can someone play a villain convincingly and still be thoughtful, generous, or reserved in private? The article doesn't answer definitively. Instead, It challenges the reader to sit with discomfort and reassess how easily roles become prisons. The tone shifts again with the WWF steroid scandal, a candid Q&A, the most direct and procedural section of the issue. There is no drama in the presentation. Questions are straightforward. Answers are explanatory. The piece focuses on definitions, effects, legality, and the broader implications of the McMahon trial. Wrestling is treated here as an industry under scrutiny, no longer able to dismiss accountability as outside interference. This section slows the pace, not emotionally, but intellectually. It demands attention and clarity. It reinforces that wrestling, despite its theatrical elements, operates within real legal and medical frameworks. From there, the magazine settles into its departments, each reinforcing the sense of a business under examination. Between Falls captures the audience's unease. Letters express confusion, loyalty, anger, and concern. Hotline responses add urgency, making the reader feel the immediacy of fan reaction. Wrestling is not happening in a vacuum. It is being debated in real time. Ringside with Bill Apter broadens the view, stitching together developments across promotions. Apter's voice provides continuity, connecting isolated stories into a coherent industry snapshot. From the desk of Stewart M. Sachs narrows the focus again, urging restraint and perspective. The column suggests that wrestling risks losing itself if it chases spectacle at the expense of competition. That concern echoes in Focus with Craig Peters, which highlights alternative styles and regions, reinforcing the idea that wrestling's future may not belong to one dominant model. Win, lose, or draw weighs careers through consequence rather than trophies, while the steel cage confronts institutional change head-on, arguing that the McMahon trial represents a line that cannot be uncrossed. Off the Top Rope provides tonal relief, mixing reader questions with humor and candor before PWI Close Up the Nasty Boys reasserts personality and chaos as enduring wrestling currencies. Arena Reports ground the issue in tangible results. Time capsules recontextualize the present through the past, and the official wrestling ratings impose order even as ratings analysis questions it. Wrestling Inquirer delivers late-breaking information, and Hotshot closes the issue with curiosity and momentum, ensuring the magazine ends looking forward rather than back. This April 1994 issue of Pro Wrestling Illustrated is not loud, but it is heavy. It documents a wrestling world aware of its own fragility, negotiating between ambition, accountability, innovation, and memory. See you next time. Farewell from the Empire State.